What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD
Podcast.
Oh.
Period. Have you ever, okay, so I saw a tweet today actually. Let's say somebody has a major update and you'll be like, oh, I didn't know that you had your back fat amputated. And they'll be like, I tweeted it. It's as if you supposed to be like checking for their tweets for like personal updates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think I low key.
Oh, you mean like opposite wise? Like people be like, oh, I posted this on social media.
You should know.
Yeah.
I think I have felt like that before. I think I have done something and somebody asked me about it. I'm like, I posted it. But I think because I might have got so many likes and comments, I will assume that everybody's seen it. But I guess that was me being entitled.
No, okay, so I do that. But I do it to a specific person. I'm gonna tell you why. So one of my friends, and I don't care if she's hearing this either, Cherie. I was playing now, but she got my post notifications on for my stories and my posts, and I told her, I was like, "Girl,
that's kind of weird.
That's obsessive."
Wait, does she do that for other people?
I don't know. I saw it. She never told me. So mind you, me and Cherie talk pretty often. Like every day almost sometimes. She literally has my post notifications and never liked none of my posts. I'll be like, girl, if you don't like my posting, why would you have my daggone thing?
I wonder what that's about. I have never subscribed to people's post notifications before.
She be like, I know that I know when you wake up, and that's when I know I just call you in because your post notifications on. She's psycho. Cherie is crazy. People always tell me though I have an obsessive personality, like the way that I act and how I am. People like it draws people towards me. So in a way, I'm kind of used to it. But I be telling her, girl, unsubscribe to my post if you're not gonna like shit on my page. But
yeah, at least align that that engagement with a like or something.
I will literally see her in my likes, like my views. Like I don't check my views, but I will before I bring it up. I will literally check to see if she saw it. She saw it. I'll bring it up in the conversation, and she'll be like, "Oh, I didn't see it. I don't know."
Maybe she acting like she ain't see it because she know she be subscribing to your post.
That's why I brought it up because I know that you saw it, Craig.
But no, yeah, I always felt like, okay, well, I posted it, you must have seen it. But I mean, I guess it's not that deep. I don't really post a lot of updates, but when I have, I'm like, I know you had to see it, especially for somebody like I'm real cool with. But let's get into the episode. I have a Black Business of the Week, y'all. I want to shout out Foodies Bistro. They are located in Austell, Georgia. I came across this place doing one of my Uber Eats pickups back in the day or whatever, and I learned they were Black owned, and I was
back in the day.
Oh, because it's gonna be a long time before I do that again. But yeah, so anyway, I found out this restaurant was Black owned and the food looked pretty decent. So I was all right, like one day I'm gonna try to check it out. So the other day I went and I got what I don't normally get when I go play. I got a shrimp Alfredo. And normally I'm not a big Alfredo person, but because it was blackened shrimp, I kind of in my mind I was like, oh, this is probably gonna be good. So anyway, it was really good. And y'all just check it out. They have a nice meat. They have like impossible meat. You can get like bowls like at Chipotle. You can get pasta meals. They have shrimp and grits. They have like burgers. It's a cute little spot. I think it seems like they used to be a meal prepping company, and then they just kind of evolved. And they super fast. Like we had got like 2 meals, and it took like 7 minutes. It was like crazy. Anyway, like this right here, I'm gonna show you is I don't know what it is actually, so I'm not gonna show you. It's like they have a lot of healthy foods and they got some like treat foods. Good. It's actually really good. So anyway, like I said, it's called Foodies Bistro. It's located at 3999 Austell Road, Suite 355, Austell, Georgia, obviously. And check them out on Instagram. It's Foodies Bistro. I'll put the information in the episode notes. But it's a cute little spot and the food is actually good. I'm gonna go back one of these days and try the shrimp and grits. I just try to tread lightly with the heavy carby meals because I really hate feeling like sluggish and full. It's just not fun. So maybe they open at noon every day. So maybe I'll get it like as soon as they open and then kind of like,
Yeah.
If I have a big lunch, I'll be full all day. As long as I don't eat that towards the end of the day and I won't feel because I don't gain 2 pounds and this has been driving me up the wild, child. And they are affordable. And I think it's just a nice, it's got a lot of, I like places where you can make a bowl because it's kind of like unlimited options almost. And they have, all kinds of stuff. They got seafood. It's just check it out. Check it out. I can't even put in the words. I see my cat got my tongue.
So as you know, I cut out meat on January 1st. So I had a weak moment this weekend because I was legit feeling weak because of my work. And I've been like moving around a lot, just being very active with work. So I'm like, I need something heavier. So at first I was just like, get a burger, so I was gonna go to Slutty Vegan, but it was kind of out the way. I hate when I go on set because I don't really like the food unless I'm going on certain sets. Like if I'm going on set like Family Hustle, they legit let us think we want. So whatever we want, they will go get it. I love that.
Yeah, because they just make food runs for whoever what they want.
For whatever you want. Sometimes they'll give us like 6 menus. They'll like choose one of these, and we'll go get it for you. I love that, but that's unrealistic when it comes to my line of business. Mm-hmm. So they usually just have like they'll have like craft services, and they'll all just go get like Firehouse Sub, and they'll have different sandwiches for different people.
Yeah,
whatever.
Something that's easy to kind of like
yeah,
for everybody.
I don't be liking that.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to just have lettuce and bread.
Right. So I normally just like get my own food. Like I'm like, I don't like that. So I ended up getting Burger King today because I needed something heavy and Slutty Vegan was out of the way. So I got the Impossible Burger. But yesterday I ended up getting Poppies because we all just sat like went to Poppies. I love Poppies, but Poppies is something that you need to eat when you eat meat. So since you don't eat meat, you probably wouldn't really enjoy it because it's Cuban food. It's very similar to the food that we ate in Costa Rica. Very similar, but not the same. Yeah. And I had shrimp. I was like, I'm gonna just get shrimp. But I don't feel bad for eating seafood because it's not that bad for me. But I just didn't. I don't really. That's a couple of times I've had seafood. It hasn't been good. So that's why.
Because your body has kind of disassociated itself from seafood.
It's the taste. Like I buy bags of shrimp, so it's these one bag, like this big bag of shrimp that I get from Kroger that was just like bomb. Like I used the shrimp for everything. The shrimp was good. I think I probably ate it too much because that's how I feel about salmon. Like I can't eat it because I've eaten it too much. So I'm like, I don't even want salmon. Yeah,
I just had salmon just now, and I had to get it. It was already like prepped with flavor, but if I would have made it from scratch, I would have been like, I don't want this no more. Just off smelling it, like I don't want it.
Yes, but that shrimp from yesterday.
The shrimp from where?
Was probably the nastiest shrimp I ever had. Poppies that I had yesterday. That was probably the nastiest shrimp I've ever had in my life.
Wait, will you think it was the shrimp or the meal?
It was the shrimp. Because at first I'm looking at the shrimp, it was so pink and white. Like it looked fake. Like I'm like, did they inject this shrimp with color?
You know what? I bet I know what you're talking about. I had my partner had bought some shrimp recently from Whole Foods. It was like Key West shrimp or something like that. It was the only thing left, and it was disgusting. It was white. It was white shrimp, and it was not good.
It was like pink and white, very pink and white, and then the taste of it was like, it tastes like caulk, like wall. Like I was biting it, like it felt like mushy wall. Like it. So I was trying to like pour sauce on, put in the rice, put the black beans on it, and it just wasn't working. So I'm like, okay.
And mind you, shrimp really don't even have a taste for real. So if you had to do all that, I think it's just like it's time to let them go play with their brothers and sisters, like that boy said. Yeah.
Now I ain't gonna lie. The last time I went to Pies Bowl, I finished the whole bag of crabs. Like
I had Power Bowl a few weeks ago, and I was officially done with. I was like, all right, I can't do this kind of food no more.
Yeah, the seafood in the bag phase is like pretty much gone for me too. Because literally every time I go now, I just get crab legs and corn. Like I don't want nothing else in there.
I can't lie, the corn be slapping though when it be in them bags.
Listen, I don't know. I can't even have the potatoes no more. Like I don't even like how the potato tastes with the sauce. So I literally replaced my
corn slap. What's crazy is I don't really eat corn on the cob any other time. I just have like corn, like you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But that corn on the cob when it be in there, I'm like, can I just get that? Can y'all cater that?
Listen, I know people that literally just get it with the seasoning.
When I was
It's
growing up, we
so
used to just
good.
put season salt on ours, but it don't hit like it hit if you go to like Powers Bowl or Juice Crab.
Yeah, that. So I've been getting crab legs and just that. The crab legs at Powers Board, their seasoning isn't as salty, so I can deal with it. Like I can
Yeah,
with that. But even now, I was a firm believer in wild crab. I can't even do that no more.
yeah. Woo!
It's too soft.
And that used to be a spot.
Not no more.
All
I
right.
outgrow stuff real quick.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I outgrow stuff before I even tried.
That's toxic.
All right, so let's move on to tweets from the streets.
Oh, you got one.
Yeah, it's not. I guess this is kind of like a topic, honestly. Maybe not for today, but people really have been showing they ASS about this minimum wage increase. I think it's
Oh,
absolutely insane that people do not want folks to make a livable wage. People are basically saying, well, if they increase minimum wage, that means products are going to have to increase, and that means that companies won't be able to afford their to pay their employees. Now, that might be the case for some small businesses, but there are some people. And then on top of it, they would say, "Oh, you think a burger flipper gonna be making $13 an hour?" Let me tell y'all something. Even in my professional realm, like I make a pretty decent salary. I did way more work when I was working hourly jobs than I do now. Like the stuff that I do now is strenuous mentally, but I don't get cussed out every day. I don't get yelled at. I don't have to deal with people's money, their attitudes, their different personalities, or be in environments where I gotta be like feeling uncomfortable. But these people who are making literally the lowest possible legal rate and only getting that because it's the law should not have to deal with that. I just think it's insane to me that people are debating what that basically saying like, I saw this one tweet, and I know he was trolling because people just say stupid stuff for attention, talking about I fill boxes at Amazon. Ain't no way somebody who ain't making no doing no skill job deserve to be making as much as I do. First of all, every job is skill. Let's not misunderstand what skill mean. It really, like, if you think about it for real, all jokes aside, I know I might make fun of people who I feel like work certain kind of jobs, but that's only because they be working them too goddamn long. But I think that it takes a lot to manage any kind of restaurant, let alone a fast food restaurant. People are not respectful, and then, because of the type of services or the food they offer, people kind of feel like, it's just, you just attract a specific kind of crowd. But anyway, all I'm saying is I have made minimum wage before, and I had to work 2 and 3 more. That's the only reason why I used to work so many jobs, because I wasn't making enough money. Nobody should have to work multiple jobs. That should not be the expectation, because now you don't have no free time. You can't really take care of your family. And then when it comes to like government assistance, it puts you in that weird place where you can't really afford to take care of yourself, but you also don't qualify to get certain kind of benefits. But I just think that anybody working a job, whether it's a teenager or a grown person, they should be able to take care of themselves. Like, it should not put you in a position where you cannot escape poverty. Now, I do agree that people should try to work to get out of a minimum wage paying job as quick as possible, but it's not that simple, and you got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I wish that there was ways, or if we could, and this is why I try to help people as much as I can, find ways to transfer your skills so you can get out of that situation. But while you're working on that, you should not be suffering. You should not be living in poverty. That should not be the case. And so it's just so crazy, the stuff that people are saying. I'm like, this is not even coming out of your pocket. And while we talking about minimum wage, what ain't went up since 2008? Property value has gone up. Food has gone up, gas has gone up, so many things have gone up, but these people are making the same amount of money. And the same for servers. The minimum, like the servers make a flat rate with like $280 plus tips. People don't always get tips. And it's like, what if people who go to restaurants and they don't tip? So you really think that whole experience you had was worth $2.80, even if the server wasn't that good? Like, I still leave a tip, because I'm just like, you don't even know what kind of day they had, unless they were just outright disrespectful. But I have always left a tip, because I cannot live with myself knowing I let somebody get paid $2 for me to get unlimited lemonade refills and extra sauce on the side.
I agree. I actually saw the exact same tweet that you're talking about. I realized just how dumb people are. For one, I think that we as in the Black community have been like programmed to think that, for one, if you're not working hard, you're not working. And I always tell people that I can say that I worked the hardest when I made the least. Like, I don't do as much work as I do now, and I make way more than I did when I made the least. Mm-hmm. This just triggers back to the conversation about the makeup, the agent I was talking about. If you're charging more than $150, okay? So I can honestly say, because even my friends have brought this up, because they noticed that I work least than what I did before, but I'm also making not literally 10 times, maybe more, the amount that I was making when I was working at a salon. Now, back when I was working at a salon, I was charging between $75 and $85 for makeup. Imagine how long it would take me to get, how many people I had to do to get to $1,000 when I can literally make double that in one day now. Like, just do, and barely do anything. I can do one face and touch it up for the rest of the day. Boom. I done made what I would make at a salon for in it would take me about 2 weeks to make. I made that in one day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really want people to let go of the shackles that we got to work hard just to make money. I mean, you definitely need to work hard.
You're working hard by even showing up. Let's be for real.
Yeah.
Like by even performing the task of the job.
Yeah. And then also, I feel like that's also another, not to sound racist, but that's like a white people's mentality as well, to how they look at us. They feel if we don't deserve the same amount of money as them. And I don't like that, because it's like, okay, so you are quote unquote Black Lives Matter, but you're literally taking the traits of white people, how they treat us, that elitist.
Because people want to feel better. They want to feel like they're better than you. So if you making minimum wage, there's no way that you deserve the same like luxuries as me. And let's be very clear, $13 an hour ain't a lot either. So anybody who's even making around that amount and acting like that, y'all, I mean, to be honest, especially in Atlanta, where exactly can you live making that kind of money? And I don't mean just any old thing, somewhere that you want to live.
I'll tell you this. I was making $17 an hour working at Mac and was struggling to get my own place.
Listen, I was working at the Apple store making $14.50 and my rent wasn't even $700 and I was living check to check.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I mean, and I was never lazy, and I was getting more than full-time hours. That was with overtime, and it was hard. So it's like, and nobody would have ever known I was making that kind. They probably thought I was making more than that, and it shouldn't even matter. The point is, I don't even think I could have found an apartment around that time that was safe around that price point. So it was like, live here and be worried about your goddamn head getting blown off, or do what you got to do and have your money tight. And then I had to end up hustling my way out of that. But it's just nobody like that. That's not. It's just crazy. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to see the things that people were saying, and it's like, you should not like. And now they're like, okay, well, if they raise minimum wage, then I need a raise. And I'm like, so what changes? And to me personally, I feel like to fix the issue of poverty, it's going to take a lot more than minimum wage being raised. It's going to have to be something, with policy, with how much it costs to live somewhere, how much it costs to buy groceries. Because I do think that with the raise of minimum wage, cost of goods will go up, and it essentially will lead us to an issue that's not going to help us. But I think that minimum wage should have always been going up with the cost of everything else. It's just y'all crazy out your mind. I don't care if I'm a millionaire. I don't want nobody to be making minimum wage and be trying to keep a roof over the head. And then let's not even forget, a lot of those people who make minimum wage don't even get sick time. They don't get no off days. They don't get nothing. They don't really get any true like development. It's just it's crazy.
Yeah, Mac was the only job that I had my whole life that gave me sick time and paid vacation. I had insurance, like stuff like that. I've never had a job like that.
Yeah.
But, also, what this has taught me was to rob the government. Honestly.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. FBI, if you listening.
No.
But, I mean, realistically though, if you can finesse the government, get some assistance out of it without getting caught, do it.
I don't endorse this. I do not endorse this. Okay.
I do.
As long as we clear.
You ain't gotta endorse it, but for real, I always was that person that was just so like, child, don't be doing that. Don't do this. Don't do that. But honestly, just to see where we are and how much work we do for the white man, you deserve it. Rob them hoes.
Oh my God.
The way they ran up in that Capitol. And
okay, all right. No.
We ain't gonna take it that far. I'm gonna leave it out. Just meet me on Clubhouse.
Oh God. Okay. Anywho, but yeah, I just want y'all to don't get beside yourself. Nobody is exempt from even needing one of those minimum wage jobs. Anything can happen. And the pandemic has proven that. And just because you make more money than somebody does not make you more valuable, more important. And if you are a person that's in a situation making minimum wage, I highly, highly advise and encourage you to get your hustle up, man. You gotta, find ways to get out of that situation as well. Because you want a livable wage. And aside from being livable, you want want to be comfortable. So, try to find ways that you can learn new skills or learn ways that you can make your skills transferable so you're not in that predicament. I think that a minimum wage job should not be a long-term plan, but unfortunately that is the case for a lot of people. So, I want everybody to grow. And I think that even if everybody in the country or world made the exact same amount of money, I think that we could still have a thriving economy because we have things like goods and services. So anyway, all right, on to the next.
Shop talk thing. All right.
Period.
So for me today on this lovely day, I ain't gonna say what that is, but
we can say it because it coming out tomorrow.
It's Tuesday. I've seen a lot of lying about plastic surgery, a lot on social media this week, and I'm gonna call it out.
Period. Come on.
Let's start about Bad Baby. So I've been seeing on the blogs that it's been like, her face has dramatically changed. Now, don't get me wrong.
Let me go look.
I do think that as you get older, your features do change. Like you grow into your noses, you grow into your lips. Like I know for me, when I was younger, I used to have huge features. Like I still do, but it looks more proportionate on my adult body. So you know what I'm saying? I don't think people will be like, "Oh, you want to got something done."
Yeah.
However, with growth, your upper lip doesn't grow. That just doesn't happen, So her lips have been looking really big. Her nose has been looking extremely small and tiny. Her face just looks different as a whole, but it's not like puberty growth. It's like
genetics. Genetics ain't geneticing.
Yeah. So she's been basically trying to convince people that lip gloss and lip liner is the reason why they think that she got her lips done. Even the way that she talks, I work in the cosmetic industry, obviously, so I see people with lip injections all the time. A lot of my biggest inspirations when it comes to my looks that I do, they all have. I pay attention to how they talk and how their lips move, baby. Just pay it. I understand that you're young and you don't want people to know that.
She's very young to have had any kind of cosmetic surgery. So I am looking at her. She definitely got her lips done.
Yeah.
I'm trying to peep this nose thing though. No, I don't know about the nose, but definitely the lips.
Yeah. And then Tommy was saying that she had a filter on, but she keeps saying stuff about her body, and I don't mean to make it seem like I'm like shaming or whatever, but I just want people to be real about
honest about it. Yeah, I agree.
In the limelight, I just don't want people, because I think what happens is people get a false sense of reality. So in their head, they think that they're either supposed to be born like that or that's how you're supposed to look.
Yeah.
But I think that
they become insecure about it because they think that what they have is abnormal.
Exactly. So I think that, as a responsibility, especially if you're a public figure, that you should express that to your audience at least. Just because you don't know what type of influence you're having on, like that could literally make people very insecure. And I'm personally, do whatever you want to do with your body. I was against surgery at one point in time. I would be lying if I ever told you that I wasn't considering doing things to my face or my body. You know what I'm saying? So, just be honest about it. Like I wouldn't want to be one of those people that do something and people notice a dramatic change. And I'm like, nope, I ain't get it. I ain't get that done. I ain't do it.
Yeah, I think you're better off not addressing it at all instead of denying it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I'm not anti-surgery. I have expressed on this podcast multiple times about things that I've thought about getting done. And like you said, I do think Tommy has been looking different, but I also don't follow her to know enough about what she might have done. But I do think people should just be honest or just don't address it at all. That's really all you can do. Just like, because now you want like a liar. Now you won't be going over the top trying to prove your point. It's like, is that really necessary? And I do think social media has led to that insecurity that people have. People might have always been insecure about a feature of their body, but they might not have always wanted to act on it. But because of, cosmetic surgery being extremely popular, extremely accessible, that just kind of, it just grows. And now people all have this unrealistic expectation of how they want themselves to look, which is just like everybody else instead of being their true self. So me, am I flat out just gonna sit that one out? I think.
Okay. I also wanted to bring up the fact that Raz B is back in the media for once again exposing Chris Stokes for um his past rumors of being a molester, pedophile, whatever the
This has been
the
going on for so. I feel really bad for Raz B because I feel like people are trying to make him look crazy. And this man has been talking about what happened to him for a very long time. And I think that if it wasn't true, then he would be getting sued. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
the stuff that's going on, I saw the other day that Chris Stokes tried to say that Raz B's brother was responsible. Is that what? Do you remember?
No.
He said that
I
his
didn't see
brother
that
was
part.
in jail serving time right now for doing that to somebody else. So basically saying it has to be him. And then I saw that he commented on Orion's picture. And Orion was like, take the polygraph. Like,
Period.
you thought you
As
had an
he should
ally.
have. Yeah. Just because my brother not really vocal about it or whatever he got going on, because from my understanding, Omarion is like not necessarily friends with Chris Stokes or whatever, but he was the one that was still in contact with him on good terms with him throughout this whole process.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't know. But it just seems too much. I think for me, I watch people struggle with coming out about sexual abuse and any type of abuse. And just to see somebody so vocal about it and been vocal about it for a long time, and the only response they've gotten was he's crazy,
But
he's
you know
not
what?
on his
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
and rightfully so. Like he could be having a manic episode, but he ain't. What the thing about people who have these type of reactions or like mental illness, they don't come from nowhere. They
And I
don't
was
just be
just
mad.
about to say that sexual abuse leads to people having manic episodes or becoming what people would consider crazy because it literally messes with your mental. It's traumatizing. It's like having a near-death experience almost. And maybe not the same thing, but it's one of those things that impacts you so much that you cannot go back to normal.
Yeah. So I 100% believe him, and I think that he should be. I think he should take the polygraph test, do whatever he needs to do to get justice, and I think that Chris Stokes needs to be getting the same treatment as R. Kelly.
I wonder if can they still take legal? Can Raspberry take legal action still? Like, what can he do to get some closure? I mean, not that he can ever get closure because this is something that will have to happen within, but like, what can be done besides like calling them out and stuff?
I don't know. This stuff is always a really tough subject to talk about because, for one, you just don't want to say the wrong thing. And I definitely want to be somebody who's very fragile or very, just cautious of what I say to people who have been affected by those type of things or any type of things that's traumatizing. Because I know for me, just because I personally didn't go through it, I can't really speak on it. And even if I did, everybody's situation is different and they approach it differently. Um, I just I try to listen as much as I can and do what I can. Like I don't know, but I think that I don't know. Like I don't know what could be done after that. Like if he can go to jail, and then if he doesn't
Yeah.
feel better, I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I want Rasby to get the closure that he needs because sexual abuse does have lifelong impacts, and I know this from someone that I know has been dealing with something like that for a very 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 long time, and it is also one of those situations where people don't believe them and they call them a liar or the person who did it, the law was on their side, and things trigger it, seeing that person's name, meeting somebody from their family, or knowing somebody that is still cool with them. It's like it'll make you react, and you might not want it to be that way, but your mental has been screwed up so much from that situation, from somebody taking one of the most prideful or valuable things that you have and taking advantage of. It's scary.
Mm.
So I have a question for you. I have a question. I mean, I guess it's gonna be our topic. It kind of stems from some of the things I made, the comments I made about minimum wage. Do you think that you are doing everything in your power to do to reach the success that you want?
No.
What are some things that you feel like you could be doing differently or better? And then like what's stopping you from doing that?
Okay, so my business has thrived with the my business has thrived and got better with the help of social media. Okay, so always been a person that's been in the social media since MySpace days. Like I've been consistent with it over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So each time there's a new platform, I just transfer over to that one. I haven't really transferred over to TikTok yet because I just can't really get into it.
Yeah.
But for the part, I've been very successful with my business through Instagram and whatever. But for me, I think that I wanted to get my followers up and I wanted to get more of an audience because the goal is to start my own business. So I wanted to have other stems of income, meaning that I wanted to have a cosmetic line, maybe sell apparel, like different things, because my background comes from fashion. So I mean, I still have that there. Like, I still have an interest in fashion. Like, I definitely am a person that pay attention to the latest runway shows, whether I'm paying attention to the makeup or the looks. So I still want to keep that part of me, but I do want to, I don't know, like, I just feel like me just focusing on makeup and just posting that and just taking clients and doing whatever I do, I feel like that's just not enough because I could be making so much money. I watch people around me way younger than me. That doesn't matter. Age ain't nothing but a number, but I watch people do so much stuff around me and they take advantage of their platform and they be making some paint, okay?
I think about that too, but I always wonder because for example, there are some people who were born to be teachers, born to be accountants, or born to be in certain fields, and you might see, like in your case, you might see people younger than you that are doing certain things that you haven't tapped into fully yet and making all this money. But like, what if it's just not a good match for you? Because I think about this, like I'm really good with data and analytics, and just the field that I'm in is the match for the things that I'm interested in. But there are so many additional skills that I could add to it that I know could even like maybe double my salary, but I'm just not into it. And like, should I do it just because, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if, I mean, I can be intrigued by it because I see the kind of money that is bringing in other people, but if it's not for me, like, I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm in a weird place of just do it, or do I really care about that? Like you say, TikTok, right? TikTok is a social media platform and it's fun. It's doing all this cool stuff. And if you've been consistent on social media, it kind of seems natural to navigate towards that. But TikTok requires a little bit of interest and dedication to be consistent on there. So it's like not saying that it's lazy to not do those things, but what if you just, it don't feel natural?
Yeah. That's definitely part of it. But I think as far as like me, doing a cosmetic line, like I literally think about it all the time. Like I just for one, I don't know where to start because I'm one of those people where I don't want to just buy something and glue my name on it because that's what was gonna be it, for the longest. I just was gonna like just get a product and just stick my logo on it, get it pressed on there and sell it. But I think now, with me looking at certain products that I use and all type of stuff, I'm like, I don't like that. Like I know that for me personally, I don't even buy people's products who I feel like they do that. Because I'm like, what makes sure it's better than
anybody else?
Different from not even anybody else's, but I can literally go to like the beauty supply store and get this. This is like low grade product when you do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I know what you mean.
I work on TV. I work on film. I have to have very pigmented products. I have to have stuff that actually works. So I don't want to put my name on something and then it's trash. You know what I'm saying?
No, that makes sense. It's like you might make a few sales when you first launch it, but in the long run, people will start to compare like, I kind of like this better because it does this and this. And it's like, even for yourself, when you buy certain products, you know what you're looking for. I can understand that. But you know what? A lot of people do that. And I mean, that's good that you acknowledge that because I see that all the time on social media. I'm like, all y'all selling the same lip gloss. Y'all same. And I know it takes a lot of effort to try to find a scientist and a chemist or whatever it's called when you find somebody who really mixes products and gets, certain results. And I think people just looking for a quick turnaround, but I don't think that brings longevity unless you're able to like somehow magically grasp a new concept while, feeling off that success of that initial launch. But I agree. You want to kind of get customers and retain them and then make them want to, share your stuff.
So, I mean, I do want to invest money and do that. Link with some chemists and go to some factories. I see that happening all the time. But for me, I don't know how to do that. Like, all I know is I just know go to Sephora Ulta, buy my stuff, and go put it on. Yeah. Like, I don't really know. So I just haven't done that. Same thing with the apparel. Like I definitely feel like when I go to work, I we're in an age where people record and post every fucking thing. Okay. So when I'm outside of work, people get so shocked. They be like, damn, I didn't even know that you look like that outside of work. Because when I go to work, I look so bummy. Like I literally wear like Ugg boots, raggedy sweatpants, t-shirts that's raggedy. And it's all because I spend money on my clothes and I get down and dirty when I'm doing work. Like I be getting
you want to
powdered.
feel comfortable when you're doing that kind of work.
Yeah, I'll be there all day. So like I've been on video sets for like 24 hours before. Why would I want to come and put on some uncomfortable shoes
and some red
and
bottoms
just to look cute? You know what I'm saying? Just to try to be cute. But in the same breath, like my clients, they have fans and they have an audience that want to see behind the scenes stuff. They want to see them get their makeup and hair done. I want to be on camera with a raggedy outfit on. You know what I'm saying? So in my head, I'm like, I need to just come up with like some type of apparel that I can just wear comfortably on set that looks cute.
I like that.
So
Yeah, that makes sense. So something that to you is still kind of dressing up, but it's also very comfortable. Like it's achieving the feeling that you get when you feel like you dress bummy.
Yeah, like it doesn't even have to be like super dressed up, but at least something that just looks clean and you won't look like you just came to work any kind of way.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like thanks to the pandemic, I have really discovered my style, and it's definitely hoodie, sweatpants, comfy.
Yeah,
that's my kind of girl. And I also hide my gut because after looking at my video, I put on my story today. I'm like, "Oh, Alicia, you need to lose 10 more pounds, girl."
Yeah, I'm definitely that. I've been the hoodie person. Like I think I talked about this before. Like every time I go to concerts, anytime somebody has a brand that I like even last week, I bought that hoodie from that company. I just genuinely like buying hoodies. I love hoodies. I love sweatpants. So now I'm just like, okay, maybe I just come out with my own line of like loungewear.
Mm-hmm. You know, something my bad. Go ahead.
It doesn't have to be geared towards makeup artists, people that work in the industry, but I do want it to be something that's like, hey, I could wear this to work. I could wear this out. I could wear this, wherever, but it's comfortable.
Yeah, I agree. Something I learned when I used to work in sales is that, the best return on your product comes from something that you're passionate about. Like if you know what's important to you is having clothes that are very comfortable, it's going to be easier for you to sell that because you really do mean it versus you trying to sell pillowcases or something like that because you just want to make a quick dollar. But if you really, just like how you just explained the reason why you dress, how you dress to work and the reason why you want to do something like that, that comes from a place of relatability. So it's easy for you to just like convey that message to customers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Amen.
Let's show.
Period. No, I ask myself this question a lot. Like, am I doing what it takes to move to the next level? And I want to say yes, but I know for a fact one day I have to retire, and I don't want to retire a consultant. You know what I'm saying? I always say that I don't want to be a manager in my field. I kind of want to stay an individual contributor because I like the responsibilities that I don't have to have and that I kind of have a little bit more, free time. And I know that can't be the case after a while, I'm going to be the oldest consultant. You know what I'm saying? I can't be, and I can't. Consulting is one of those fields you can do for a very long time, but I know how much I love money. So I have to kind of like hone in on my leadership skills and just kind of, bite the bullet and do more because I want to be proud of the work I do. And I think about that sometimes, but I do think with my new company, I can actually see myself moving to that level. I think it's just, for me, I'm really big on work culture and resources. And this company is, honestly, they doing their thing. So I kind of had that reality check recently, just kind of like, okay, you've been a senior analyst, you've been in project management, like what is next? Besides getting somebody to pay you $25,000 more, you got to actually do the work that's going to give you that kind of money.
Yeah.
And I have friends around me who are all in higher positions. And I just be like, dang, that's what you do. And it's like, all right, let me just stop doubting myself.
But do you really want to do that though?
So yeah, you know what? I just want to be a part of innovation, and that's what a lot of work I do is about implementing new change and then finding ways to make a business operate better. And I do want to be a part of that. And I think that I have really strong leadership skills. I just never wanted to be responsible for humans, and I think retail ruined that for me because I know retail management and corporate management is not the same thing. But because I spent so many years, more time in my career in retail than actual a corporate position, in my mind, I don't want to do that no more. That's like, to me, that's what I'm expecting, but that's really not the case. So, I do need to sharpen my, hone in on my ability to give feedback to even from a position of a non-leader, but just in a way to show that I demand change and I want to implement these things. So, I just got to get better at that. It's going to take a little bit of time with this new company, but they are so on point with how they do things that it finally seems realistic to me. So I just think I'm gonna give myself like maybe within the next 2 years, I think I'll probably be in a manager position. Maybe 5 years I'll be a director or a VP or something like that. But I can see it now. I couldn't see it before. I just think it just came with, age for sure. And then running out of things to do. Cause now I'm like, okay, what else can I do in this industry?
Yeah. Yeah, stuff like that does come with age. Because I don't know if you remember me telling you a long time ago, I never wanted to do this type of work because the reason why I started doing makeup just because of the creativity,
Mm-hmm.
So I really felt like if I were to just start working for the same person all the time, or like working for celebrities or people that were popular like that, I would have to be with them all the time and I wouldn't have a life. And I just don't see myself. I think I was looking at it more so from a do boy persona instead of looking at it as
that's what sometimes it seemed like.
Yeah, like that's what I was looking at it. I'm looking at it as like a do boy persona. Like I don't want to be nobody's do boy and have to just follow them everywhere and then do the same face all the time. Because at the time, a lot of people weren't really changing their look. They was doing the same type of look all the time. But I think that since now we're in a different time, I just really like working with more younger artists because they're really open to trying new looks and I can actually be creative.
Because they be excited, yeah.
Yeah, I can be creative. And then I also realize that when I do travel and have to work for these people for long periods of time, it's benefits that come with that. Not only do I get paid a good amount of money, but I kind of get my own kind of team. Like I get security to carry my bags. I get security to take my stuff. I get a personal trailer. I get a suite when I go to a hotel. I get to stay in, 5-star hotels, and just because I'm there for work and I'm, a part of something. So in my head, I'm like, maybe being a do boy isn't that bad.
But you know what? I feel like the only time you would get a feeling of do boy is when you're not being respected. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
Because when you have a good team and you work in an environment that's positive, you'll do whatever because that's the type of camaraderie y'all have. But it's only do boy when they talk to you in the kind of way and you ain't getting what you're worth as far as compensation.
And see, from the outside looking in, I'm looking at it from a do boy point of view, like before. So I'm thinking like, oh, they're gonna give us like a regular hotel room. You probably ain't, And I've been in situations where it's been like, I don't even get to stay in the same hotel as my client. I'm like in a whole different hotel. I have to get transportation to their room and stuff like that. Which I didn't have a problem because the experience of traveling alone, like especially me being able to travel to these different places, like a lot of times we do get to hang out and just explore the city, but I'm like, damn, like I would never have probably came here if it wasn't for my job, So I really love that. I don't know. I had to. It took a lot of growth and a lot of like figuring out what I wanted to do. Because even now, I say I don't want to work on movies because it's boring. Like it's very, that's extremely boring. Like that's no so good. The money is so good and but that's something that you do when you're trying to sit down. Like that's something that you can do in your 50s because you literally aren't doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Like the makeup will probably take all of 20 minutes because you're dealing with, like when you're doing a movie, they have to look like they just woke up out the bed. So you barely putting something on.
So they don't have to be BBBB. I never thought about it. And you know what? You're right, because makeup in movies be so minimal. And then sometimes it be intentionally
they don't even put lashes on half the time.
It be intentionally not beat. Like you'd be like, okay, that makes sense. To give them like their everyday look.
Yes. So it has to you have to learn different techniques of like how to not make it look perfect, because it needs to look as if they did this themselves. Like it needs to look, sometimes it needs to look worn in, because what if it's like a scene where they were just jogging or running and they was fighting somebody or just got tackled or whatever the case.
I never thought about that. I always wonder, and I'm not gonna lie, because I know you and I know you do makeup. When I see movies, I be thinking the makeup artist just wasn't that good.
Oh no, that's the thing, and that's their style, and that becomes their style of makeup over time. So it's like for somebody that's older and they don't have, they ain't really out here in these streets trying to do what they do. Of course, that's gonna be easier for them. That's better for them because they don't have to do as much. So I would rather do that when I'm older, because I know that I'm gonna want to retire one day, but for now, I don't see myself retiring no time soon, and I ain't trying to get it.
I think about retirement every time I open my computer up. I'll be like, how many more years I got? Well, let me check my 401k.
Oh my God, Alicia.
Okay, so if I do 5 more years at this percent, I'll be like, I know this ain't what I'm supposed to be doing till I'm 55.
So what age you think that you want to retire?
Yeah, I'll retire at the standard retirement age. I want to say it's 55. Let me see. It's 66. Dang. I mean, I can't lie. I would love to retire before 50, but the thing about retirement is that means you're going to stop working and live off the money that you saved.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
I don't know. But the way that
the problem with you is you be ready to move every year.
But hopefully within the next 5 years, maybe I'll have a family. But this is the only way that retirement early could work for me. I'll be in a house and it will be paid for. First of all, a mortgage is 30 years. 15 if you really want to flex a little bit. 30 years, which means right now I'm 32, so I'll be 62. So my house will be just getting paid off when I'm retired. Okay, cool. I might have kids. They're going to have to go to college. They're going to have to get food. They have to pay bills. Not saying that my husband wouldn't contribute to that. But in reality, if you think about how much money is contributed to a 401k that still allows you to live the life you have right now, your retirement checks be little. Like I remember some people that I know that retired, they had to start back working because in reality that money don't be a lot. It don't be enough. It's something, but that's why they be picking up part-time jobs doing customer service here and stuff like that. And even my granddad is what, 84 this year. He just started working December 31st of 2019.
Oh wow.
And he retired a long time ago, but number one, not saying he wasn't getting a lot of money because he worked a very honorable job. So I'm pretty sure he had a pension and it was paying him well, but he's bored. What I'm supposed to do, you got to stay active because if you don't be physically active, your body is like starts to give up on you. I mean, my granddad is still a renovated house today. Okay. Like he don't play them type of games. But I'm just saying, like in reality, I want to be able, if I retire, I want to live a life that I can like enjoy. Like I always said, I want to retire from Delta because when you retire from them, you get lifetime flight benefits. To me, that's a nice retired life, traveling when I want and doing things that are keeping me active.
So do you think that it would be better if you live off your personal savings?
No. My personal savings might carry me a couple years. At that, I mean, maybe by then, yes, but you want this, and that's the reason why you want a 401k because it invests and it grows and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't even know. Maybe I'm supposed to have my review with my financial advisor soon, and we're gonna have that conversation because maybe I can retire in 10 years. Maybe not.
Period.
But that's another thing why
you're gonna be too bored because you don't like to do nothing.
And so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to just retire and then just be off every day. I'm gonna be like, hey, y'all need some help. I'm gonna call back up to my job and be like, what y'all need me to do? Like, I'm gonna want to do something. That's why I feel like I want to have a comfortable enough life where I can just enjoy it, like genuinely enjoy it, and not just be somebody that's sitting around being on Facebook all day passing on chain letters. So, anywho, that was the question I had for today. I think that was a decent topic. You know, I think it's natural for us at this age to even be thinking about that because we are kind of like, I don't think we're considered midlife, not even quarter life, but we are at that point where we're like, okay, the fun has been had. We're obviously to that point where we are 100% taking care of ourselves. Like, how do we secure a enjoyable future for the long run?
I get it. I was thinking about that literally this week and last week because I think you brought up the topic about a retirement or something online, and I'm like, honestly, I need to start figuring out my retirement plans because I'm really starting to hone in my career and just figuring out like what I want to do in the long run, and I'm kind of getting the gist of like the amount of money that I'm making And even though I did say I didn't want to purchase a house, I'm okay with that because I do want kids realistically, but I don't know if that's going to be a part of a realistic goal plan for me. So in my head, I'm like, what do I want? So I've always talked about either having my own like penthouse, like buying a penthouse, or just some sort of luxury condo or something. Like that's just me. I've like when I think of long term and I think of my future, I don't think about houses. Like I'm not really a house person, but I would love to, like, me thinking about owning a condo or a penthouse. That is like the T for me.
Yeah, to me, it's perfect for a person living alone.
Yeah, so I'm like, maybe I can start that process this year, trying to find something. Because for me, with these apartments, I'm going to always see something better, and I'm always going to see something bigger, and I'm always see something that I like. But if it's something that I own, as long as the window's right and the flow's right, I'll just add it in my shit. Like, as long as it's fine. So I could just change it out. If I feel like I want different counters, if I still feel like I want different cabinets in there, I'll do it. But
and let me tell you something, you can get the most brand new, most up-to-date house, and I promise you're going to always find something that you want to change about it. Because it just happens. And because you own it, you have the ability to update it. Like, I'm about to renovate my laundry room. For what? I don't know, because I can. And it's going to cost me like $20.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. So I literally watched my friend the other day. He got a condo. He just moved from Miami. He got a condo out here. And he didn't like his cabinets. This boy literally, let me tell you how creative he is. Or maybe I'm just slow. Somebody who wrapped cars came and wrapped his cabinets.
Oh.
I was like,
man, cabinets will really upgrade your kitchen.
Listen.
My kitchen is white, and I promise you it make it look bigger than it is.
Nah, your kitchen looks so sickening. And then, like, when I first saw it, I was like, she could take the best, like, influencer pictures in here.
I take all my food pictures by that same window because the way that light hit. Yeah, I definitely, I say this every time we talk about it. If you can pay rent, you can buy a house. You can literally, Synovus Bank, for anybody's listening, Synovus Bank has a program, and I wish I knew about this, where you can buy a house with zero down payment. Zero down payment and zero PMI. PMI is basically a fee that's added on top of your mortgage because you didn't pay 20% down. I paid PMI. I pay a really small PMI though because I took this course through my lender. They gave me a discount on it. But PMI is something that you never get back. It doesn't go towards a property value. But the lady who bought my last property had a mortgage through Synovus Bank. She paid $0 down. She didn't have to come out of pocket for nothing. Nothing. Please, y'all. Please. If you got time to really plan it out, please buy a home. Y'all don't listen to Twitter. Obviously, you're going to have things that cost money, but I promise you it's better than dealing with a trifling leasing office. And it's not, I cannot, even especially with a condo, I don't think there's anything that's going to ever happen in my condo that's going to cost me more than $2,000. And that's a fact because I have warranties and some things don't just happen like that. Think about all the time you guys have lived in an apartment and how many things that really went wrong. And I ain't talking about the gate broke or something like that. It's like, it's not a lot of stuff that really goes wrong. I'm just being, especially if you get a condo, because we have an HOA who pays for the roof, who pays for the exterior of the building. They do the landscape. All you got to do is come home every day. I'm telling y'all, because I done been through it. And I ain't never spent more than $2,500. And that $2,500 replaced an old heating and air system that I knew was old when I bought the place. You get what I'm saying? So it was not a surprise. I knew the time was coming. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just, for real, y'all, listen, I'm telling y'all, please, because it's getting more and more expensive to live in Atlanta, man. And it's going to get to the point where only people who make a whole lot of money can own property unless you're going to be in the outskirts.
Yeah. I'm gonna start looking into getting I just need a lot of windows. I just want something that feels like luxury.
Yeah, I feel you should. I'm telling you, you can do it.
I'm saying, and I've only been living downtown for 4 months now, and obsessed. Literally, I don't have to
don't
go.
Don't follow
anywhere.
ATL Scoop, honey, because you're gonna be ready to go somewhere else.
I unfollow ATL Scoop.
I had to. It was triggering my trauma. I couldn't. I'm like, okay, I don't want to go nowhere.
I don't follow it. People still send me stuff though, but I unfollow it. You know what though? I don't want to just blame it on people from out of town, but I really feel like it's like people from out of town doing stuff like this.
And the pandemic, for real. Because crime, I read an article yesterday that said crime in Atlanta has spiked 56% it's in 2020, but in comparison to the year before that, and crime had been decreasing, but people are going through hard times and they're willing to do whatever they got to do to take care of their own household.
Yeah. Get the vaccine. I'm getting it.
Man, I've been hearing about people who not frontline workers getting the vaccine. I need to figure out what they doing. Do I just show up and be like, "Here, I'm here for the vaccine"? Like, what's going on? Let me ask our resident nurse. But anyway,
ain't it it's so cool having a friend that works closely in this because you get a lot of information.
Man, let me tell you something. I follow so many nurses on Instagram, and the stuff that they be talking about, oh my God. It's a whole nother world what go on in the Atlanta streets compared to what going in the hospitals, for real. It's like people, they be talking about how many patients died that day, and people, oh my God. It's like scary. Anywho, all right. Well, that's been our episode this week for OD Podcast, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully, let's work on getting some in-person episodes soon. Whatever day that you get tested, I'm gonna get tested too, so we can have our results on the same.
Every other day. I got tested today. I literally had.
I'm gonna get tested every Sunday, and then because the place I went to, you get 24-hour results. I mean, I can go to the rapid place, but they schedules be backed up. So maybe I'll get tested every Thursday, get my stuff by Friday or Saturday, and then we can record the next day or whatever works for your schedule. It don't matter. But we need to. I miss recording in person. It's to the point now. I'm like, okay, we gotta. You know what I'm saying? We need some video. All right. Well, holla at your girl.
I'll let you curl in your world.
Is that our unofficial outro now?
Yeah. I love how let you curl your world and your world.
All right, y'all. Bye.